It's funny, eh?
40 what? No one cares.
The only podcast that no one cares.
Yeah.
You know, we said 47 last week. This is actually 47.
Before is
Yeah, but that last week was 46.
it's quite fitting that no one cares that it is 47.
Yeah, happy mother, fuck your mother.
Whoa.
Happy mother, fuck your mom.
A happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and them who are there,
Oh, you
single mothers.
Single mothers.
You know, the ones that them
You
who,
sperm receptacles. You cum dumpsters. You
the
prostitutes that try to trap.
the ones who trying to work hard to, you know, send the children to school because they know they realize it was a whore and they need to change their life. And you know, the ones who turn around the whole situation, good for you.
You mothers that have a lucho child father, so you had a...
No, don't tell them that.
No, this is something I've heard.
That's what she had a prostitute.
Okay, right before we start, my name is Tuma, and of course, I'm always here with Mr. Bazzi.
Mr. Bazzi.
Yes, so we always here. If you realize you're here and the two of us alone, you are hearing the two of us alone, which means one thing.
So for the one fella who meet me yesterday, dog, and tell me he's listening to his stuff, big up yourself. He didn't even get a chance to tell me your name, dog, but
We are fans. For our one or two fans that has come stop us say like our stuff, big fans of the podcast.
big fans.
International, domestic. Of course, how to big up our number one fan who is the reason why we will keep this donkey riding.
Heel out.
Rara.
Go ahead.
Right,
She's in the next generation.
She's the next generation. When Rara old enough to go to school, like proper school, and she says, well, I have a podcast, I'll be like, yeah. This podcast was for
the
you,
people,
Rara.
the ones who actually listen to this episode, just know this is going to be very honest, very caught, very short.
Good.
Caught.
SCORT?
I don't know.
It's not CURT, good?
I was being like caught short.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Anyway, let me tell my story.
This one time at band camp.
So anyway, I was in my 20s.
Right.
I went to a place of ill repute with some friends. And this is Mother's Day stories. So it was, I believe, a Sunday or a Saturday. I'm not sure. I was home. One of my friends drove a Subaru. So
Oh, we know that guy.
yeah, we know this guy. And I said, hey, let me go a place. So as I walk into the place is in one of our bigger areas, and I'm going to call it a spot. A very
It
charming...
was a borough or city.
We only have one city. You and shit. We only have one city. So I was...
San Fernando is not a city.
No, it's a borough.
It's a borough.
We only have one city.
Port of Spain.
Yeah.
So it's not the city of San Fernando, it's the borough of San Fernando.
Think about it.
Okay.
Whatever. I
I
don't
thought
know.
San Fernando was our first city.
How the fuck San Fernando be
St.
awful?
Joseph was our first city, then San Fernando.
And then when you realize how small it was, we couldn't really get cities.
Port of Spain.
We just get boroughs. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
A very fat woman who sells her body said, hey, I don't know. I don't care what any of they're saying. I just want to fuck you. And,
Wow.
and points directly at me. So what I did was like, nah, cool. It's okay. Because I'm in my 20s. I still kind of...
So you're not only 5 years.
No. But I'm not on the prostitution.
Yeah, you too good to make fares.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So I was like, I didn't even know where we were going at the point in time. We just ended up there, and I was just like, okay, I just followed the crowd because it was a line. A lot of my friends was there, so cool. So the girl, 5 minutes later, she went, well, you don't have no money or anything like that? No scene. So skinny men is a real big prick. What going to happen is, I'll pay the money for you. So I'm like, okay, no, it's okay. Then, well, I sat down, talked to her. I was like, so how come? She's like, how come I fucking for money? She's like, she just jump out the gates. Well, because I have a lucho child father. And she had a daughter going bishops at the point in time. So, sometimes when you go into school and you call a man mother who and he's fight you.
For all you know, that man, that woman might be listening to it though.
No, well, big up to you. If you're still doing it, you cannot dumb boy.
No, the daughter.
Well,
She's a big girl
she
now.
probably don't know. She probably working there now. Prostitution is a trade that's passed down.
I don't think bishops using enough as prostitutes.
Well, not prostitutes that we know of.
The bat cave.
No, there's enough pulling for money, but not like in a whorehouse.
Oh, like corporate prostitutes. Okay.
Yeah, like that's most
Yeah,
things.
that's scathing.
And then there's enough breeding for said guy, and then
Those are scathing remarks.
and then
Those are very scathing remarks.
Killing his
Yo.
and killing his you know.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hey.
Don't do it, bro.
Hey.
It's not safe.
Hey. Anyway.
All right.
So I said that because his Mother's Day and
yeah. Hey, we gotta get into some interesting takes.
Mother's Day takes.
Well, I'm not so certain as Mother's Day, but you're familiar with what's happening right now in the United Nations, I think.
No.
So they finally voted to make Palestine a country or sovereign state.
Wait, Palestine was a sovereign state?
No. Mind you, this thing happened in like 100 years now.
Nah, not 100 years. Since
It's like 100 years.
1940 something.
Nah, it's like 100 years. It's before the freaking
World War II.
yeah. them conflicting.
So who fighting for this? Are the other Muslim states fighting for this? Or is this just... So what Palestine is then? What part of the country is it from?
By run that Twilight Zone there, dog. So from what I've gathered, United States of America becoming the world economic power had a responsibility on there.
I want to get put on the AC.
Oh, yeah. Look, imagine you putting on the AC. You hear that little beep? That's only the creature comforts of the podcast. Yeah, so America, becoming the world superpower, they had to do certain things, right? One being distribute the Middle East in such a way that oil money could make sense for them.
And one person wouldn't be ruler of it all. So what country does Palestine fall into?
Palestine is its own territory. No, a sovereign state, that which is the Gaza. But Israel, the United Nations representative, they shredded the document that everybody voted to make Palestine, a sovereign state. Now they shredded it in front of everybody. So that was like a declaration. I did not go and stop. Yeah, like in no machine on the stage shred in front of everybody. Yeah, they
I love this.
It's like, yeah, they do something about it.
You know the irony is, right? Remember World War II when everybody was like, he was doing some grabby shit to Jews and it was like, oh no, the Jews.
Yeah,
whatever.
the poor Jews.
Yeah, and look at all they know now. They can shred fucking documents in a UN meeting.
Yeah, they reach really good.
Yeah.
Zionism is what they say. And they supposedly catch Michael Rappaport in a kind of wrong stand up on the phone with somebody from the Jewish community.
Was it that meal?
Michael Rappaport. We don't know who he was talking to, but he's like, oh, they pay me for mentioning this. If I mention this, if I mention Zionism, if I mention that, if we could have pulled it up right now, you'd see it. But,
we low tech today.
Yeah, today we just do not know one cares. So, yeah, but Michael Rappaport is American influencer, social media personality.
As a comedian, you can.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He's do a lot of stand up. He's do a lot of improv. He's do a lot of shows and things.
Phone's in the next room.
Yeah, he's from New York. He's a New York native.
Can I go red here? He was in Hitch.
No, and it's called movies. I heard already.
Was he like Hitch's friend in Hitch? And I'm going to say Hitch like 4 more times. Oh no, no, you don't know what.
I don't know either.
Was he the white guy that Hitch was talking to? That wasn't Kevin James.
Nah.
Was Hitch involved?
I don't have a clue.
Yes.
So he was on the phone and someone was secretly recording him having this conversation on the phone with whoever. And he was like, well, if I say Zionism, will they pay me more? If I say Jew, will they pay me more? Well, how about if I make a pumpkin joke? Because, Palestine is the, no, if I make a watermelon joke, or if I put up a watermelon emoji and Israel, whatever, because Palestine is the watermelon country.
Seriously?
Well, it was.
Oh.
And so they're making a joke of that now. That's a real serious thing now. So he say, of course, it's been faked and whatever the case is, but...
Remember the good old days when you could have just called somebody, and this is my hot take on this, is when you could have just called somebody, talk real greasy, and you know nobody was good. It's like, yeah, F whoever, this whoever, but no niggas.
Done with bad boy.
Everybody fucking recording,
It's true. They have a recording
device on everything.
Imagine the criminals in Trinidad and Tobago recording the police dog. They have CCTV cameras by the police stations and them.
No, speaking of criminals, and because I wanna let me finish off this Palestine thing because we go on.
So to answer your question, this thing has been going on since they decided to divvy up the Middle East so that not one family or they went into this is what we seeing happening is when tribal warfare.
This was during the Surahs, before the Surahs came out.
Suez. America didn't have a clue that there were two types of Islam. They didn't know.
They didn't care.
They didn't care. They didn't know that when they go in the Middle East, they're gonna be fighting tribal war. So sometimes you're fighting with ISIS to fight Taliban because Taliban doing some radical here, and then they might have a side with Taliban to help this side to come back on that side, and it's just like a constant.
So they're playing a very ticklish situation,
Alright.
and they're really just trying to get the Jews to get what they want.
And then the Jews, it gets deeper, my friend. So today, news came out now that Biden stopped sending weapons and things to Israel. And Netanyahu is to call Biden second in command now and ask him.
Second command, the vice president.
Yeah, and ask
The
him.
chick?
Nah, not the chick. It's
She's
the next
not the-
fella.
she's
Jack,
not the-
Jack something is the man name.
She's not the vice president no more.
I'm not say, and I cannot conclusively say, right? But what I could say is that this man is very influential in the American government now, right? And Netanyahu boss the phone call now. When he make the link now and he asking him now, well, what going on? What do you think why Biden stop the weapons? He's like, I don't know. So you don't know that Biden stop the weapons? No. So here what he asking Netanyahu now.
And all these conversations get leaked.
So he's like, well, what we gonna do?
Well, you're fucked.
So that's treason. You know, he colluding with a foreign power against his country for things that so that's a whole nother big.
What is get for treason in the States? There's not
Oh
China.
yeah, nah, he's
They
very
don't-
dead sentence.
For treason, they don't fucking kill
I
you.
think it is the hot life and thing though.
You get life, you're not going to get killed.
Life. It's not Texas, yeah. It's life.
No, they don't get in America.
get life,
don't
you get
treason
life.
for that. Okay, China, you're dead.
You
North
might get
Korea,
life.
You're dead. Russia, dead.
You might get life.
That's why communism is important.
But-
Because these treasonous bastards.
Yeah, but man, so that's a thing, you know, and they can't just let the American public know that. And yeah, so it's like a lot of sensationalism from I would consider to be news I can't really trust on social media.
Oh, you got all of this from TikTok, by the way.
By the way,
What
you know,
what does the papers say?
the papers can't tell you these things because at the end of the day, the papers are the media that we know. Unfortunately, that they have to be an echo chamber to echo the sentiments of the people that.
What I like to do is what the news I listen to is Al Jazeera, like on a morning. When all they should be listening to Hee Haw podcast at 6 a.m. on a Monday. I listen to, after that, my run is Hee Haw, then Al Jazeera. So Al Jazeera is given from like the Muslim side. So everything is skewed. All news is
All
like,
news is skewed. The reason why I know TikTok for a fact is not somewhere you could reliably source information is because of the extreme nature of the app itself now, boy. What the algorithm does do is quickly find what is your sweet spot mentally and keep you locked in, keep your attention locked in because it's about attention.
keep you in this echo chamber.
Keep you in this echo chamber. So you're not going to literally find a balanced view of things on TikTok per se.
Is it weird? So maybe we should just go back to reading.
Well, reading has always been one of the best ways, but one of the best ways is actually oratory, you know. But then again, oratory does come with
Oratory is
things
telling
like
somebody something.
storytelling, but it's come with a lot of folklore attached to that, and grantees and
And then
a
you
lot
say
of parables.
larger bless and shit. And
Yeah,
then you
yeah.
realize there's just a white
She was just a
bitch.
bad thing in the community.
That's a white bitch.
Yeah.
That come down in the
Yeah, and was just
Fucking on the place.
basic.
Dwayne was just molested
So,
children.
but that's where we have things to deal with that. Couldn't to discuss according to that. But so that's what going on in America, and then when they have this boycott thing now going on now where they're trying to sacrifice the social media these celebrities and cancel them
Oh, well, okay, thank you.
on the heel of the Met Gala. Yeah.
So now I go into my Twilight Zone. I watched this movie called Suicide Squad, and as always reference movie, books, or some kind of shit. And I believe this to be somewhat true. At one point in time, celebrity, or like each culture had their religion. Like their religion or their
What they believe it-
their
they believe.
pantheon or gods or whatever. At some level, I believe, not that they existed, but like I believe Zeus and stuff was a real guy. You understand what I'm saying? But then like he had like technological advancement So they worship him as a god, and it just trickle down in oratory.
Yeah. I can see how that happened.
So
Because
there's
they
like,
couldn't
yeah.
write. Nobody could write.
Yeah. So Zeus could have controlled lightning, but it really wasn't. He was controlling like he had some kind of fucking lightning rod or some shit like that.
Well,
And
I mean,
what I'm saying that no, I'm gonna get to what I'm saying.
yeah.
What I'm saying that no is because I think that's what going happening to these celebrities. So we worship these celebrities for such a long time, but now it's time to sacrifice the gods.
Kill the Christ.
Basically,
That's an interesting take.
that's my Twilight Zone.
Okay, that's an interesting thing. But again, it is not uncommon to hear places or people speak about these cycles of humanity. You know, like epochs before.
Yeah.
And
So this is our point where it's called it. We in the lecherous state of America, where it's like this is the last stand before America fall. Most likely.
actually, I think America has already started imploding because they're turning against the idols now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is the last. After
Yeah.
this is like
But that Marie Antoinette quote that this young actress used today,
who's Marie Antoinette?
she is the French a
The
former
chick who get
French
her head
queen.
chopped off.
Yeah. She was asked one time about the plight of the French people not even being able to eat bread when the day comes. And she's like, well, if they can't eat bread, let them eat cake.
That's a good point. Yeah, you can't eat it. Because she was so
Yeah, she's so far removed, disconnected from
the poverty and what's going on.
And yesterday in the Met Gala, actress named Hailey Bailey was in a Marie Antoinette dress. And she literally...
I need a picture of this bitch because you know what's the fucked up part about it is isn't Hailey Bailey the chick that acted in Suicide Squad?
Is she?
That's why I think it is. She not that chick?
I don't know how that
Who act as the huntress that said the same shit I'm talking about? If that's the
Maybe.
case, bro.
Yeah.
If that's the... Let me give her a phone. Hold on.
All right.
No.
Yeah, so Hailey Bailey was the one that literally, she was the one that said, let them eat cake because of the fact that, you know, it's a not the Marie Antoinette, but again, that was probably the most tone deaf, inappropriate way to deal with the situation right now. You understand? So
What she said? Back. Sorry.
I was telling you, I was talking about the fact that she was being tone deaf now because she wore a Marie Antoinette collection dress. She paid $300 and some $1,000 for that dress.
She didn't pay them.
But of course, whoever handling her, you know, and they curate it and they make it seem like that's what it costs. And then to use that terminology is like real tone deaf in this environment where everybody and their mother and father fighting to free Palestine or whoever the case is, you know. Even Macklemore.
What they fighting? Well, poverty.
Yeah, or they fighting poverty, and these people now here and you say, well, let them eat cake while you just wearing a $300,000 dress. You know, is kind of like a spit in your fan's face. So now she was like the straw that break the camel back for the youths.
Is that black girl?
No, she's white.
I think it as a chick from Suicide Squad. I'm pulling it up now. Yeah. So you're saying?
So you're looking at the implosion of Pharaoh's Palace of America, the largest.
You're saying Pharaoh's Palace, I think in is Rome. Remember Rome?
The Roman Colosseum, well, auditorium.
There's the age of decadence. That's what I was looking for. The age of decadence for the states.
Yeah.
Right before Rome fell, it was decadence.
It was
it's
decadence.
Fuck parties in Diddy's house.
Yeah.
Met galas.
Yeah.
Gladiator sports. That type of
UFC,
shit.
the UFC running around shit right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So we basically living over Rome.
Yeah.
Except now we using toilet paper instead of the fucking stick.
And we're not in
the shit
public
cloth.
baths. Yeah.
Public baths was not a bad thing. It was not a bad idea.
Nah, but that real freak shows going on in that public
That
bath.
freak shows going on everywhere.
Everywhere to where because they reach into the point of
Decadence.
let's call it the Sodom era.
Decadence.
Yeah. So we seen that unfold
Yeah.
right before our eyes, and no matter where we turn, capitalism and communism is coming to each other into a headbutt. So there will be a clash, and you know, I think what we have to do as citizens is really be a little bit mindful of how to make your day the best day possible.
Well, then we go in very individualistic. What about the community?
Well, I think if we start with the individual, the community will eventually become better collectively. You know, boy. Remember, we are a collective. We are the ones that had to come together to make something work. So if we individually are better off, then we could come together and make more now, boy. You know, so
When Haley Bailey is black, bro.
No, boy, not I calling the wrong person. Haley is her first name. Right? Just put Met Gala, let them eat cake, and you'll see the person.
Okay.
Because it's a serious thing, apparently.
I
could care less about them things. I'm from Trinidad, dog.
Well, speaking of Trinidad, in other right now, why are supposed goons? I don't know if the men is goons. Why the letting a white man come in the area and like basically out the whole operation? Like that might be a smart plan. That white man is wicked, is most likely a fed or working as a spook. Just say. Why do we trust white people on that level?
Like outside consultancy for the police service and intelligence agencies and things.
Yeah. Like Met Gala, let them eat cake.
Yeah. To be honest, dog, I don't know if them or whatever they want to do. That is their business, because at the end of the day, these fucking people just looking for attention. At the end of the day, we all in the business are trying to get attention, you know. And it is turned into a real serious thing where you see what we talking about. What I was talking about?
Oh, Haley Bailey.
Haley.
Yeah, that's not what I was
fucking
talking about.
name is.
That's not what I was talking about.
Anyway, she's virtually a nobody, but somehow she's living lavishly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not somehow. I know why.
Oh, we all know why.
They had a friend and or Ben in it.
We
So
all
the
know
question
why.
is why they pick you to friend or why they pick you to Ben.
We all know why. And then when they asked Usher about it, Usher looking creepy, talking about some gardens.
Usher find the surface, good stuff.
Huh?
You find the surface.
Yeah, Usher surface. Usher talking about the Met Gala, like some gardens is be like other, not like other gardens, some gardens be dark, and it's like, whoa, Usher. That was not the time to be speaking like this. Post Diddy. But anyway, everybody just tone deaf now, boy.
Right now. Since Diddy house get read, you don't find like society just kind of shifting in a very awkward. Like Diddy was the last staple for like keeping Hollywood alive. You pull the rug on that Diddy. Pause.
I did it. Yeah.
And now everything just going crazy.
Well, Mace did say, look out for the fucking downfall. So,
When me say that.
some podcast he was on with T Brethren, Killer Cam.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah, you know, funny about that. Like years ago, Cameron said when he was beefing with Mace, said he went. Mace was staying by Diddy, and he going in the bathroom, and he find a fucking dildo, and he was like, I didn't know what. And it's how Cameron said, I didn't know when it was whatever.
That's well.
Yeah, so you're trying to make it seem like it was Mace on at the point in time, but the point is there was a dildo in the bathroom, and it was at Diddy's house.
Dog. The most I could say is that is them business, yes. That them rainbow according to my brother Rami. But
So she went with Queen Antoinette dress and quoted Queen Antoinette.
Quoted her, yeah.
I love this white woman.
yeah. She's like, well, let them eat cake, and the editing went on from there.
Did you think she understood what you were saying?
No, she doesn't.
I
She
think
has no clue. There's the Hunger Games.
She was on hand. Oh, yeah.
She don't know.
This
Yeah.
is the Hunger Games.
She don't know.
Yeah.
Poor thing. She have no clue of what going on the outside. Palestine, that's something like a bread. Son? Or some kind of vegetable or something.
It was like, let me cake. I was like, oh.
Yeah. She's like, what? A queen said that? I'm a queen. You know, so not
With
no,
a Q and an A.
yeah. So
Most of you girls are queens, just by the way. With an A. Not with the two E's.
I started to look at it from the point of view that America is on the verge of collapse.
Collapse, yeah.
But the problem is the power vacuum will be very violent when that fallout happens, because they're going to see all the people who say they was allies against America all of a sudden become enemies. And if this is the last season, dog, it was a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure. I mean, it's not much we could do coming from the Caribbean, this little rinky-dink island that, you know, I heard. By the way, it is very important that I mention this. I heard that Port of Spain is sinking. I didn't want to say it without laughing, dog.
Where you hear that from? That was news? Is
That
this
was
a
news.
reputable-
That was news. That was I refuse to call the source's name. All right? Because if people know that is the source, then they will be less willing to listen to the message.
Who's the source? Who's the source?
Can't call him a name.
Okay, Zaman.
Yeah,
Is it
Kakoli.
ranking Kia, boss?
Oh, fuck no. You know when you usually hear me cuss on you. on this show, dog. Come on. Let me don't ever call that name on this fucking show, dog. Right? Never ever in life, dog. What do you more that contest this way? Wait.
Okay. Oh, I forget I was going to do the E-nom. Okay. Yeah, here's the scene.
I feel like I glitch when I call her name just now.
It is now. And my problem with this, if you're a Bible believer, if you believe in the Bible, if you happen to, there's a passage in Revelation where they're talking about Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon the Great. Right? As we're talking about
Mystery Babylon.
the end of America. And it was about a whore that for some reason that was bullying everybody. She fornicated with everybody. But then it come to a point where because she did so much violations against God, because the whore is riding the dragon, just by the way. At the head of the dragon with the 10 heads and the horns is the whore. So she's riding this red whore. She's riding this red dragon. This whore called Babylon. And at that point in time, her sins have reached so far, her sins stack so high, like it just stack, till it literally reach God. That's how much sins we talking about. So imagine if a sin was like the size of a paper, right? Like if thin like a paper, it's so much sins stacked upon sins that it reached up to God. For God to be like, okay, I don't mash you up now.
Okay.
So as we're talking about the age of decadence and all the programs, it is a passage in the Bible where it's literally, I believe it's Revelation 18. In 1 hour, in the span of 1 hour, something is going to happen and it's so catastrophic to this whore that is completely eviscerated. And the whore is a landmass, by the way.
So I of the this is also another strange hot take.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
That's why I cleanse it.
Yeah, I cleanse it. But I'm also of the belief that nuclear energy has always existed. Right, and
oh God. Yeah, so what's the time?
oh go ahead. Here we go.
We're going on this Twilight Zone level 2.
I have a very hot take. Nuclear energy has always existed. If you read text from the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Bible, you will always see some place on some point in time where some human being is eviscerated, completely atomized, if you want to call it that. Was the only force multiplier we know in the world that's actually atomized organic material, bombs, nuclear bombs. And I think that is the greatest power source that we have in the world right now. Because with nuclear energy, imagine this. Submarines at the past, right? Used to have to go down for like months at a time. 3 months, 6 months, however. They will stay down and do.
I don't know how they convince people to take that walk, but okay.
I mean, it's a very dangerous job, but the pay was good and whatever the case is, right? They have gotten to the point now where AI is manning the submarines below ground.
Yeah, and here we go. We're going into Terminator 2 territory. And I think
they
I'm best
stay
suited to talk about
underground for as long as you need them to stay underground. And they gather the information that you need them to gather for however long you need them to gather it for. There's no need to resurface to change manpower like they used to do in the past. There's no need to resurface to supply with food. There's no need to resurface to change fuel.
And they're letting
it's a nuclear submarine and they have the AI down there.
Computer pick it.
Well, the computer is still operating between different certain parentheses, but you know how overriders work. So
I don't know. You know, they have so much movies and so much stuff in pop culture stating maybe we shouldn't fucking pick tech and AI.
Yeah,
and yet we're still doing it.
They're always doing it. Always. The military is the forefront, is the spearhead of attaching tech to AI.
Because they don't want to send actual people to die, or because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah. It's not that they don't care about the people.
Less logistics. Imagine every 3 months you have to send a crew down and depressurize this thing and come back up. And if it stay down there, it's fine. If they could have just leave humans down there, it would have been great.
But you're not supposed to be 10,000 leagues under the sea.
They'll go batshit crazy after a while. And that's the submarine.
Top gills on those subs.
Yeah. Well, I'm not certain of the staffing.
Because I find they should bring like 2 or 3 wet gills and it's like like a
Noah's Ark.
Like Noah's whole ark.
Right.
Like we boy Santiago do something like that. Like I think yo yeah.
Yeah.
I just mind now.
Jeez.
I think the government probably paid Santiago to do that stupid fucking experiment. He was just too tough. And the test was to put you out at sea.
And see.
And then, okay, now, it technically didn't work at sea. So what is he saying? What going to be the situation if we're in a fucking submarine? I think that's what went on.
Oh,
because that's an oddly specific shit that going on.
Yeah, but that's saying basically nuclear power is the regenerative power. It doesn't stop. You can't really get rid of nuclear power. You can't really dispose
You
of
talking
it.
about fission or fusion?
Fusion. No,
No,
fission is what I'm speaking about. So when these explosions start to take place, you're going to eviscerate people. They're not going to cease to exist, you know. So I see a possibility if the mutually assured destruction comes to that there will be no form of what we will.
You know, it'd be cool if
So
you
a man might find this phone
and don't know what it is.
and come up with some outlandish, ludicrous explanation as to what this was.
Oh, demolition
And
man.
that becomes our history, right? But I think our history faker than a $2 bill now, boy.
You know what? You want to say demolition man? Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes.
I know the movie
When he
had
had
the
the
gold,
blonde
yeah,
hair. Yeah,
the
right.
blonde,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Right, so it had the greatest part. As you said that, it had a part, and I'm talking about there are forums to try to explain this.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock brings Stallone inside the bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, go and use the toilet. But he saw it was like a shell. It had no paper. It was like a seashell
Yeah,
and something else.
right.
And then they just leave it there. They never...
They
you
could
watch it-
just never understand what that was.
to use the toilet. So everybody know how to do it. But she going under the impression this is always what it was done. So he never
Yeah.
explained to Stallone exactly what do you do after your shit and leave it right there. So the audience now is left to interpret what you supposed to do with the shellfish and the shit there. That's what the cell phone
That's what
gonna
the
be.
cell phone gonna be.
Yeah.
So they'll be like using it for some random stupid reason, and you'll be like, oh, right? Because again, our history is faker than a $2 bill. Our history is what we are told to keep the collective at bay. You know, in truth and in fact, history is something that we don't really have control over. History is going to be unfolded every day. Once somebody have enough force and enough power, they're going to do what they want to do. And they will write the books of history now, boy. So we really, you know, kind of a deceitful bind now. And that's because we were refused to listen to the teachings of nature, the teachings of God, that kind of vibe. So we stray real far away. Right.
And never explained. So he just had to... And what I like about the movie...
Right.
I like about the movie. They never said, okay, this is what you do now. So you know, it have forums on the internet. Everybody have a theory about what's supposed to happen. And it was never conclusively. Whoever thought about that is a genius.
It's a genius.
Because it's like, we're going to have them talking about this shit for years to come.
But anyway, this is a clippable moment.
Oh,
This demolition juxtaposition.
yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I think it goes. Buju Anwar has some prophetic statement. He say it goes on and on. The truth, the full will never be told now, by. You know, a tree does always fall in the jungle, and you will never know. So we have no clue, no idea what it was like to be a conquistador stepping foot onto these shores in 16 how much ever or 14 how much ever. We can never fathom that. And that is in our epoch. So imagine what took place before.
Oh, interesting thing. We have a book called Lost Tribes and Promised Lands.
Yeah.
So when they're saying they're set into the new world, okay, first and foremost, I had to go into a lot of explanation in a very short period of time. So the Catholic Church, or the churches that before, the King James Version of the Bible that we have is missing 14 books. It's 33 minutes. It's missing 14 books. 14 books called the Apocrypha or whatever. So it
The
have,
book of Enoch and them.
no, not Enoch. But like, so the Catholic Church had this, the Latin Vulgate, if you ever read the Latin Vulgate, all of those books had it there.
Yeah.
For some reason, they took those books in the King James Version, we know. Because the original King James Version had it.
Yeah.
Then years later, like the 1700s, they took it out.
Wow.
So this one of these books had a book called Second Ezra. Ezra wrote a book talking about there was a land nobody inhabited, and the 10 tribes of Israel went across there. So Columbus
Was looking for that place.
used literally that book, the second
Ezra.
Ezra, to be like, this is how we're going to locate America.
Okay.
And it worked out.
He found
When-
the Americas.
Yes, when he got, so here's the kicker. This book, Lost Tribes of Promised Lands, because it have journals and stuff who went across there. They went across there with Hebrew translators. Hebrew.
Looking for the Hebrew.
And they did find them, which is if you go on their side of the world, it have stuff written in Hebrew, which is the craziest part.
That's really crazy.
So, what was going with this? I was going somewhere with this.
Lost Tribes.
Right, so the conquistadors now went fully well, not thinking there was gold, and they understood that, like how did these go across there thinking it was just real primitive, whatever. It had temples of fucking gold, bro. It had advanced technology. The only reason them get catches is because they went off into idolatry.
Yeah.
Like, worshiping worshiping the sun,
It's how to go
sacrificing virgins and shit.
Yeah.
Like what America doing now.
And that's the implosion of our society. It will always mark when decadence started.
When they start killing them virgins.
Them
it's
virgins
down.
and them babies, dog.
Yeah, them virgins and them, like, you ever see Apocalypto? Come on.
Apocalypto, when he was he was running from the other tribe and they tried to kill his family and
And that kind of stuff.
yeah.
The best part of that movie, which I really realized that that is like, I like films when you don't have to explain what's going on and no words are spoken.
It's organic.
The end of Apocalypto, he run up to the beach, they chasing him in the visit, them chasing him on the hunt, they gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He reaching the beach now, he just stop.
And he realized no choice.
No, he just stop. And them come. When I stop, them stop. And they just saw the 3 ships. And we know
What
we know.
gonna happen next?
We know what we know. So after all of that shit, we know what we know. But they don't know.
Gnarly business.
But they don't know.
And they seen them coming.
So it's like, you just see 3 ships. And them just stand up there in awe, in shock.
Yeah.
So
What the fuck is that?
that is crazy. Mel Gibson, I would like they say what you say about what you say, what you say.
Yeah, they say you do like a certain race of
That's a
people.
race of people. Once it's not the black side, okay. It's like you
Sure.
hate who you want to hate. Once it's not me, bro.
Yeah. Nah, that's crazy to know that. Again,
The end of Apocalypto, you
we do not know the half of the mysteries that exist in this world, and we just operate operate blindly now, boy.
I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4. Who made that?
Ah, yes. Walter, boy.
One time, Weeks. I know you do CXC, homie. You do CXC. Oh shit, you. That's all I got to say.
He started implode. Yeah, the
Weeks.
infraction.
Weeks. What you doing, man?
I used to look up to this man in a way.
And I would know, when I hear him say that, I was like, dog.
He used to be like a hero.
Damn, homie. In high school, he was the man, homie. Fuck happened to you?
Nah, boy. But Walter, you don't bad, bro.
Yeah. 2
Get
plus 2,
yourself
2 plus
together.
2 is whatever. No,
Whatever,
but
right.
according to 1984, 2 plus 2 is whatever we tell you it is. And I was like, this is great.
No, but this is exactly the
If
point.
he had cited that, it'd make sense. But he
But he
didn't know
he heard
that-
it somewhere and he
Yeah.
regurgitated poorly.
Yeah. Well, look, I heard it somewhere just now and I regurgitated it. So, I mean, most things, information we have now is a regurgitation. That's what academia is.
We really and truly don't have
Say
too
to-
much originality, because if we have originality, what that would require us to do now is understand that the laws that we have are incompetent or incapable of dealing with too much different sets of thought now. Right? So we have to accept for the utilitarian good, there are going to be things that would disadvantage a number of citizens, but the greater good will always stand.
Yeah, but always remember this. Hold on. The thing that have been is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing
King Solomon.
under the sun.
Yeah.
So everything that happened before.
I am of the firm belief that is the case. It's too much evidence, Jared. It's like doppelgangers, people who come back and look like people from the past. That they say, wait, this man have a striking resemblance to this man, and no correlation, nothing at all. Some people mentality, they come back with the same mentality.
Technology making a resurface.
Yeah.
Stuff that we was doing. Let's keep
Things that
coming
he
back.
dream about, sure, you dream about it. But if you look at certain historical records, you might see the same thing was happening. And you'll be like, wow. People coming up with a lot of electrical, well, I wouldn't say wonders, but electrical technologies that was existing before. There's a place called Tartarus. It might sound
Yeah, we're not Tartarus in terms of like the Greek.
not Tartarus, like the Greek.
Oh.
That's not Tartarus. Sorry. Thanks for the correction. There is a place. It starts with a T. Anybody who listen to this, please help us out. This was the land of giants that humans made. And it was basically a very technologically advanced place that was flooded by mud now.
Oh, like the Noah's Ark shit?
Well, something along them lines, but this is a place that was literally the reason for the wall of China, apparently, and it was a big thing where humans was at war against other species of people now,
The land of the giants. It's a 1 hour American science fiction shit.
Really. Oh boy.
Because I hate how Google is work when they want to work. Like when they want to, yeah.
But yeah, so that maybe you could find it on TikTok, The most unreliable source for information, boy. Like Chinese media.
It is Chinese. Our brethren will learn in Chinese now.
Mandarin?
That's what you say, but I don't know. You probably think he's doing it because he watching YouTube videos. I don't know.
A lot of us just try to be busy doing nothing.
Yeah, just be busy. I call it treadmill mentality.
Yeah, you need to be moving.
You're running real hard, you're doing stuff, but then for some reason you ain't going nowhere.
Hamster wheel, boy. Hamster wheel.
What's the name of this thing? So please look at your screen right now.
I see it quite clearly.
You talking in code now, boy?
Morse.
I think we should bring back Morse code though. Morse code.
Yeah, but Morse code is something that Morse code is something that we have not the capacity as a collective, the mental capacity to really learn properly because Morse code
was awesome, and I don't know why we didn't continue.
So it's really based on this coming directly out of the conspiracy TikTok. Yeah.
Just say.
So I wonder if I should connect this with Bluetooth, boy, so we could actually play the shit.
Yeah, no.
Hold on, let me just
Bluetooth on.
Alright, let me look for.
Is that starting over? God damn it, Samsung. Send us good phone.
Samsung, you suck. Oh man. Alright, cool.
Yes. Okay, so no for that?
No for that, I know, but I mean somebody somewhere can hear this and corroborate the statement that I'm making that there in conspiracy TikTok there is a place where humans had to make a stand and get over the adversaries that were like giants and mystical beings, and it was a very highly technologically advanced place now. And it will literally.
How the fuck you gonna prove that? That's a good point.
Yeah, so they have the Great Mud Flood Reset is what they call it. Thank you. The Great Mud Flood Reset. Look up that. So
Mud flood.
you could go down a rabbit hole in life and on social media.
That's why I avoid it.
Yeah. The Great Mud Flood Reset.
The Great Reset of 1834.
Mm-hmm.
The guy suddenly turns dark and snow. Tartarian.
I said Tartarus. I was almost there. Tartarian. Yeah.
Yeah, Tartarus apparently is like a primordial deity
not
from
Tartarus.
in Greek mythology.
No, there's Tartaria. And
But
they
that's
had-
a book.
Yeah. So that's a serious thing that
It's the sky suddenly turns dark. Tartarians are scared and they have never experienced the snow before and wonder what is happening. The sand begins to lift up from the ground and rain falls down like a flood and mix the sand. A weave of mud covers the entire. What is that book? Heaven Bearers. Fiction, nigga.
so they say. All right.
It's fiction.
So it's conspiracy TikTok, right? I never once said that this really existed, but it was.
Nah, you say it existed. I was there.
It was basically used as a form to show that we always were reaching too far and too high for our britches now. As humanity now. So there's always the looming concept of the reset.
Let's see who wrote that book.
Who the fuck is Janine Helen?
Yeah, so once it's a girl, you know it's a lie. So that means it's conspiracy. Yeah.
With the boa constrictor on she back.
Oh, that book, I'm sure.
Yeah. That she boa.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I could believe there was a whole world because according to the Bible, and I always had to go. Like it at a point in time where man's hubris was so high that we started to suck our own dicks metaphysically. And God was like, nah, you gotta
They started to do too much and they started to get too freaky.
What are they doing the most right now? I might have to kill everybody on the planet.
Yeah.
So then Noah get 140 years to talk to everybody
Right.
and be like, hey, God flood here. We might have to stop.
You see Noah, look how long you're talking now.
It gone rain. It's like, nigga, what the fuck is
See
rain?
Noah.
What the fuck is rain?
Pick up the sun straight and
Like this rain, nigga, make it rain. And then most likely a girl stick out her tongue and bend over and twerk for Noah.
right.
Because outside.
No water, no water, no water.
Papi showing the dog for 140 years. And then one day, hey, Noah, time to go in the boat.
I seen that drizzle.
Remember, it didn't just rain anyway. It was just like water. What's called it?
Oh, I come rushing in.
Bang!
Yeah.
And then rushing from underneath, rushing from above.
It was water.
And then God had to legitimately hold the door of the ark closed because Noah would have opened it because he feels sorry for these fuckers.
So he was trying to open it and
Nah, God was like, nah, they had to die. I've got to kill them. All of them.
wash out the place.
All of them.
Yo.
Yeah, that's your Christian God, guys. Anyway, let's keep in mind, killed everybody.
Yo.
Keep in
I
mind.
mean-
And then that's why Noah get drunk after because it's like,
You can deal with the pain.
mass Janus. He killed everybody else in the world except for your children and your wife, and their wives died. That passed the
That
play in
won't
your
fuck with
mental. That won't fuck with your mental.
I think I saw the movie, but the movie was nowhere near
With
what I expected.
Gladiator?
Yeah, with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, boy, Russell, boy.
That
Yeah,
was a horrible rendition of Noah, I would say.
yeah,
But
the stone giants and
I swear that boat had motor landing. Proper landing.
I mean, it was picture and different, but we cannot picture.
Hardwood pause on pitch that way, but yeah. So one more thing that we had to address today, which was I was told about Trinidad politics. You know,
By whom?
the person would like to remain anonymous
It's a Gildan.
yeah.
It's a female.
But the person was talking about none other than the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, a member of parliament for whichever area, Port of Spain, whatever. And
Let's pull this up.
he sometime wasn't doing some relief work, however, in the flooded areas in Beatam,
Oh, years ago, though.
and they wet him down with water and things like that. So the talk on the ground.
Minister of National Security.
Right, he's the Minister of National Security. What member of parliament is he?
MP, Fitzgerald's previous experience. And this is a former member of the police. God, but
He right off himself. Or?
No, God, I hate this. What MP?
What area is he MP for?
Laventil West.
Right, so the MP for Laventil West, which is probably Beatam and Environs and them places. So the talk is that he's swing back with his goons.
He has goons.
Yeah, like the special service on them.
Oh, okay, cool.
And deal with the matter. Bully the scene.
So everybody that splash him, he mark faces.
He
and
mark
come
faces and come
3
back.
years later.
No, like the day later.
Oh.
Like immediately after that, but that was not common news now. So that was allegedly a thing. Supposedly happened where the Honorable Fitzgerald Hines, his security team came back and dealt with the matter.
Oh, what wrong with her?
I don't see anything wrong with it. I just addressing that. Listen, we are not inciting any kind of violence, any riot, however the case is, because that's irresponsible to do. Not much people in Trinidad ready for that kind of violence. What we're saying is, though,
Why are you disrespecting politicians like that? I mean, just to vote for them. And if you didn't vote for them and they still get elected, you had to take that.
we all complicit in making people like Fitzgerald Hines powerful. We are all complicit in it. So to attack him after we give him the power is a little bit
You know,
hypocritical.
the worst part is everybody would do the same thing in his position.
That was a real interesting conversation I had with some folks yesterday, right? They're talking about like what they would do and who judging who and whatever the case is. a lot, and this was wisdom from an older person. They say a lot of times people talking that they would not do this and they would not do that. They would have done the same thing if they was put in that person's shoe.
Ooh, I like that you said that. You know, everybody's be racking on Hitler and racking on Nazis and, oh, there's the most evil shit, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
If you was in 1940-something Germany, 1930s Germany,
Yeah, go ahead, I listen to it.
1930s Germany, and you either joined the army or you got killed, and we will call a Jew sympathizer, for being a Jew sympathizer, 99.999999999 people, 99999 was going to be a Nazi. I've actually met an actual Nazi,
Right.
like an actual Nazi. All he's like 90-something years old. I'm not going to call his name, don't want to put him up like that. But he didn't tell me he was a Nazi. But I know he was in Germany around the time of World War II.
A 40s
and he ain't a Jew. He has no tattoo of concentration camps on him, and he had blonde hair and blue eyes.
So. Let's just look at it from this point of view. No, I had to be careful when I say this.
So
Right?
not that I sympathizing with like a Nazi sympathizer. I'm not a Nazi sympathizer, but I'm saying 90% of all they would have been Nazis.
No, but I had to be careful when I'm saying this because at the same time, if you look at the German people at that point in time, I think Germany was one of the most technologically advanced countries in the world.
Correct.
Most vocationally advanced places in the world. They had a kind of one of the most peaceful societies in the world, up to the point that this is according to them. I'm trying to be careful. I'm from Trinidad. I wasn't there.
He wasn't there. We could only go.
So according to the Germans, the Jewish
anti-Semitic.
No, they weren't anti-Semitic. They were closely knit, so they would be always pursuing Jewish and Zionist expansion at the cost of everybody else. So,
Okay.
so the nepotism was extremely high, and the Jewish affiliations tend to be very secretive and strong. And they literally took over the spine of Germany. So this is why they were so wealthy by the time Hitler took over, because they funneled the wealth of the land into their pockets and they locked it there.
You know what's the best part? All races do this shit, you know. I don't know why we just try to make it look like the Chinese do this.
Well,
That's what they're supposed to unify and
do
tribalize against other people.
But the problem happens now when they tribalize and they get too powerful. Tribes are very, very primitive. So if you have a tribal, we are thinking you'll end up with what happened in the Middle East right now. That they try to commit genocide. Because your tribe can never exist. As long as one member survives from this tribe, they're coming back. As long as he can make a son, he gonna tell his son his story, and we are a people, and we this and that, and they're coming back. You know?
Strangely enough, it's worked good with black people though.
Of course, it worked with black people due to the fact that they were allowed to take black people and take them across to different cages, you know, rather than keep them in one place and then what is called that, where everybody looks alike, like Japan and thing. Hegemonous.
Homogenous.
Homogenous. Right. So because they're homogenous, they tend to regroup. What we had in Africa was a continent full of black people from different tribes already.
Yeah, there wasn't the same type of black people.
It's not the same type of black
Nobody talking about like the slavery black people.
America again learned that in Rwanda. Europe learned that in Rwanda when France went to Rwanda and they gave the Tutsis power over Rwanda because there was a taller, more handsome black
More
people,
Eurocentric
more
looking.
Eurocentric, and the other short, big-head black people was like, oh wait. Well, they're not seeing we exist now. And they kept giving the Hutsis the aristocratic positions and Tutsis, the aristocratic positions and whatever the case is. And that's what caused tribal war, where it get bitter to the point where you cannot survive if you're the other party around the next one. They don't want a prisoner or something, they're killing you. You know?
I mean, how does it? You think Trinidad did it?
No, we can't because we're not so homogeneous as
No, that's but the problem
we have
is,
way too much different.
and I don't want to sound racist, but Indian girls really betray their tribe. They started
Really?
they started they betray the tribe.
Wow, that's a scathing allegation, my friend.
And what I say is, you remember before it was like, hey, like everybody's kind of pulled to themselves, this mixture is shit. Trinidad now is like, I don't like Indian thing before I did it though. And men in using rubbers.
Nothing wrong with whining on
Right,
an Indian girl.
yeah.
Yeah,
It can't work.
real unity.
And then it's like, so the last ditch effort now is Chinese girls the last of that. When men break the seal on that Chinese girl ship, that's the end of
Nah,
China.
them
though.
Chinese killing the girl and them and
Well, I mean, if you breed them, they stay in my But, black men, that's my nature.
Chinese women smarter than that. They will
Oh,
never
right.
leave them.
Happy Mother's Day for all these stepfathers. Anyway,
Why?
it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all these stepfathers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The ones who want to take out the mother and the child that he didn't make with the bitch. Yeah. Happy Mother's Day, dog. Yeah.
You understand? And then hopefully you can just make sure and with the girl
It
after.
couldn't
and
be me.
maybe you can make sure with the girl after, and then you can just
Have a
forget about the
blended
first
family.
You know, forget
and-
about the first child.
Yeah, spoil that child life forever and then, Yeah, because you just want boom boom. So yeah. Have it all. Have your cake and eat it too. Any other remarks you have for them, big dog, before we wrap
Before
up
we
this
wrap
new one
up?
this year?
Yeah, we have
no
5
one
minutes. Yeah. Well, as you can see, anytime we do no one cares, we talk a lot more socio-political stuff.
Yeah.
We try to talk
we have
more
takes.
hot takes on things.
Takes.
There's no video, so listen to this on your way to thing.
Oh yeah, this is actually for the audio lovers experience. So
Yeah,
this is one of the few gems that you could find on our repertoire that we consistently focus on the audio element and what we're talking about to be somewhat entertaining in your morning time. All right, so if you're going out there today, just be strong, be solid.
And of
Yes,
course,
that's solid for spite.
follow us on every kind of our socials.
Once you see
Patreon.
Hee-Haw, just follow it now.
Let's
man.
follow he_haw underscore.
You go
see the
anywhere
donkey?
and type it in.
You see the donkey is us.
Yeah.
You see the donkey is us.
Donkey.
You see the donkey is us. And of course, we need money on the Patreon. So, you want to see clips. You want to see all these things. You want to see us do shit.
Dog had about a phone, man.
Yeah. But I need a phone.
Yeah, man. So
I want to upgrade back to a Samsung. Because Redmi, I don't know Chinese
What the
people.
fuck is that?
Red of a nigga. It is what?
again, everybody who started to follow, all the fans, all the well wishers,
What do people? Yeah.
Rara, everybody, we love all you, right?
Not Gara.
Rara, I said Rara.
See?
I said Rara.
Yeah, big up. You can go in school and tell your friends again, big up on podcast.
We know you, we know you.
You're big, you're famous.
Yeah,
you.
big girl, no. All right, so
Hold on, talk.
as usual, everybody do good every time. A good will follow. We out.